Welcome to part 3 of this video about Lightroom Classic, working in that to edit photos. Part 3 will talk about how to get the photos from Lightroom to back to your computer. So we're going to export them out of Lightroom, save them on our computer, the edited versions. It's pretty simple. Here's how you do it. All right, so the first thing I want to do before I export is select the photos to export. And here's how you do that. Start with, I'm at the last photo in the batch that I want to export. So that is highlighted and selected already. I'm going to hold down the Shift key and then go over to that first photo and click on it. And it'll select all the photos between where I first clicked and last click. In this case, it's just one. But that's how you select a continuous range of photos. Okay, I have my photos selected, so I'm now ready to export. You go to the top menu at the top of your screen, under the File menu up here, and you choose the option to export. Choose Export, click on that once. And don't export yet. We got a little bit of work to do first. So here's what we're going to do for export. Let's walk through the settings. Here we go. So starting at the top, we do want our photos to be JPEG. So export is JPEG. That's good. The dimensions, change it from, I think it defaults to small. So click where it says small and change that to custom. And where it says long side, so in this photo, it would be the width, change that, type in there 2000. That's important. This is part of your procedure in Lightroom that gets graded, the technical part of your grade. So you want that dimension to be 2000. 2000. The quality setting. JPEG, you can choose different quality, which results in different file sizes. I go with 90 for the quality. And Michael, why don't you go to 100 for the quality? I'm glad you asked. Here's why. 90 is a good compromise between a relatively small size of file, which means it's fast to share, and still really good image quality. Most people, I don't think, can see a difference. I don't know if I can see a difference on most screens between 90 and 100 of quality, but there's a big file size difference. I think when you go to 100, it's about twice as large a file. So 90 is our choice for that. Under the more options, make sure all metadata is selected. I do need to see that. If you don't have that selected, there will be sadness, because I won't see your camera data. I won't know the date the photo was taken, and basically you can't use the photos for a grade. So do include all metadata. Down here in file naming section, change it from original to custom name. Now, if we were in Lightroom Classic, we would have already done this when we imported the photos, but Lightroom CC, this is the only place you can name the photos. So you can take them from their, when they came in from the camera, it was 32456.raf or JPEG or whatever your file extension is. So it's a name that doesn't mean anything. This place, I want to name them something that does mean something. So I'm going to click where it says the custom name to the right of that, and I'm going to call this Lightroom CC1. And then it'll add a -1, -2, -3 after it for the exported photos. Okay, you can see that right down here in the example below. Easy. Output sharpening, you can leave at none. sRGB, you can, or the color space, just leave it sRGB. That's the color of the internet. So that's what we need to do for export. Please remember this. Every time you export for this class, you'll want, or any project, I would say, you're going to want to change this custom name. All the other settings will be fine to leave alone, but each time you export, make sure you change the custom name to match the project you're working on for class. Part of your grade as well. All right? Doing good? Pretty easy, I hope. Next step, once all the data is entered, you're just simply going to, now you're going to click on Export 3 photos. It's going to show you your computer window again. So wherever my suggestion is, now, again, we're organizing photos. wherever you saved your original photos, we're going to make a new folder near that, which is for the edited photos. So the original is called imports because that's the step we did to bring the photos into Lightroom. And this step is called export. So the folder I'm going to create on my computer will be called exports. Mine's on my desktop. So I'm clicking on my desktop here. You can choose your location on your computer. I'm going to make a new folder and I'm going to call this exports. Okay, exports. Not done yet because inside of my exports, I need a folder for just these photos. It'll make your life much easier when we get to part 4 of this video, uploading to Flickr. So do a new folder inside of my exports folder. So at this step, I want to name the folder, and I keep the folder name for this project the same as the custom name of the file. So this is going to be Lightroom CC 1. Okay, Lightroom CC 1, then click create. So here's the path. I've got my desktop, exports, Lightroom CC, and then there'll be individual folders here for each project you'll work on this quarter. And then I'm ready to go. So I'm going to click export. Lightroom will show you progress up here at the top left. It's exporting, it's doing some work, it's thinking. How long this take will depend on the complexity of your photos, their file size, and so on. It is done. And so is this video. That's how you export photos from Lightroom CC. Pretty easy. As always, send me any questions. Leave them in the comments below if you need to, or come see me during Zoom online time.